Hello again, everybody. The Bearded Prepper here. I wanted to bring you a segment on rocket stoves. For those of you that are not familiar with a rocket stove, it allows you to get a hot fire with a small amount of firewood for cooking, and oftentimes without very much smoke. And I'm going to show you how to use just natural resources that you may find in everyday survival situations or, grid down situations to be able to survive. I found these leftover bricks and blocks and a section of a chimney flue. I guess it was left over from the construction of my house years ago. And you can see that I've got a little fire cavity that's actually bigger than I would like it to be, but I'm going to feed the fire down in there. I've got it blocked off. And then of course the fire should suck right up the chimney and spit fire at the top. Now that's a bit tall for a rocket stove flue, but it will work. I've used it before. The wind's not cooperating today. It did shift on me. Ideally, the wind should be coming in this way and feeding it up the chimney. But not everybody has a chimney flue laying around. You can do this with rocks and bricks. As a matter of fact, I've seen people do it with cement blocks before. I tried to turn this one around facing the wind currently, so I've got wood ready to start in there, and it'll actually feed up through here. These are just old cement blocks I found. I think I may have another. I'll put it on top so we have a taller chimney that's level, at least with this. And then of course an old, I think it originated with Native Americans, but you dig a tunnel with a fire pit facing the wind, kind of a ramp going down in and a sharper chimney coming out, and you should be able to get fire shooting out of that as well. So we're gonna give them a try. I'll get them started up, and we'll see if we can make a pot of water boil. Okay, you can see we've got the fire started. It's starting in there. I'm just gonna keep feeding sticks in until the fire gets big enough to start even lifting up this far. You can see it's already starting to draw up a little bit. So as it starts up, you should see the smoke disappear more or completely, and then we will see if we can get some water to boil. It shouldn't be long. Okay, you can already hear it. This is literally 30 seconds after the last clip. You see it starting to draw. It's like there's a blower on it. Just got the fire in there. We'll keep feeding the sticks in, and the smoke has almost completely disappeared. I don't know if you can see it or not for the sun, but there's sparks and flames licking out and heat just boiling out of it. Okay, I did close off part of it just because it's so windy, just to channel the heat, but you can see the fire is already licking up to the top. If this was about half the height, it would probably already be boiling. And you can see there's no smoke. But we've got a raging fire in there that's pulling up like a blower's on it. That's the principle behind a rocket stove. While this one is getting ready to boil, I can already see a little steam coming off the pot. I'm going to try this one and the little earthen one too, just to see if we can get them working. All right, folks, I've started a little fire in here. That firebox may be a little bit small, but it's starting to pull through. You see it's already starting to draw. So we should have a pretty good fire here too. In just a few minutes, it should draw, and you can see it's smoking. The wind did shift on me, and this one as well, but you can see it starting to draw up. The flames are pulling up. Already past the first block, out the second. And as that continues to start a fire and burn through, we should get a little mini rocket stove here. All right, folks, you can see off of these two cinder blocks, we've already got fire licking out the top. It's drawing up through the chimney. And that's definitely a good stove to cook on. And there it is, cinder block rocket stove, just right for primitive cooking. And we've still got our stove drawing here. You can see it's already starting to sizzle a little bit. It's about to boil. Why don't we go ahead and try this earthen one while we're at it. I went ahead and just transitioned over here too, just so you could see how intense this was. I was so impressed. Either one of these would work if you needed it to. I definitely think the cinder block is definitely hotter just because of the shorter chimney. So I think I would select something smaller than this probably. But as you can see, they're both working. So let's go ahead and try the earthen one. I just didn't have time before the water started boiling over here to get to it. Folks, the wind did shift on me. It's actually coming out of both sides, but it started burning through here. As you can see, the beauty of this one is if you have the wind shift on you, like it has on me, you could always just easily put your pot over here, put some sticks across or some bars across, make green sticks across, and let it lick up on the pot. Of course, these are little twigs just for demonstration. There you can see it catching up now out this side. But you would have to you know, feed bigger sticks in there to keep it going. This is just getting it started, but you can see it's already licking up to the top and above the hole. So if you fill that little tunnel, or actually make it bigger so it gets a better draft, this was just a quick job for me. You would have a ready-made earthen stove there that would last at least for a meal. So it's an option. You know, this one's starting to die down, but you still got water that is boiled there. And you can see the other benefit is just after about, you know, 5 minutes, it's this one's still going pretty good, but I'm letting it burn down. You know, it burns out pretty quick. So especially in the summertime, if you want to avoid the heat, get your meal cooked, and you know, in breezy conditions like this, minimize the risk for a fire, then having a contained fire like this that'll burn out quickly is a good option. So there you have it. Homemade rocket stoves from debris and earthen.